are so glad you're here today. I want to welcome you to Printing Technologies here in beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana. It's a beautiful day and we are excited for the opportunity to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do.
Hi, I'm Walt Alfred, President of Printing Technologies. I'd like to start by saying thank you for taking the time to watch this. I'd especially like to thank all of our loyal customers that have helped us to get where we are today. I like helping people solve problems. That's one of the things that has really been the key to our success. There are a lot of people that make paper rolls and thermal paper rolls, but there's not many people that can solve problems. I'd just like to say thank you again for all of your support, for helping us to grow and to get where we are today. And we look forward to helping you solve some problems in the future and to help you be successful in growing your business.
One of the first things I want to tell you is that in a time where everybody's struggling a bit, our business has been so great that we've actually doubled the size of our building. Lots of new equipment, lots of new capabilities. Can't wait to tell you about that. So let's go on inside and let me show you a little bit about what we're doing. Let's go. Well, one of the presses that we operate here is an offset press, and the real value of that, as I'm sure you know, is quality's a little bit better. It's great for shorter runs. For example, we run a lot of ATM receipts on this press. The advantage here is that I can run a couple different repeats. I can do sense marks, I can run up to 4 colors, and I can run as few as 8 rolls for you. Great value for your customer, product looks good, and it's an opportunity for you to maybe get your foot in the door where you weren't able to do that otherwise. Having said that, if we need to do a large, long run, we can do that on this press as well. Just want to give you a little idea of exactly how we make the product that we make. In a nutshell, we make blank and custom printed roll products. So that means anything from an ATM machine roll to a point of sale roll, a kiosk roll, a mobile printer roll. Well, they got to get started somewhere. So if you look here in back of me, you'll see some very, very large rolls that we buy from the mill, that we buy in very large quantities, as you can see from the large stack here. And we're going to take these rolls and we're going to do one of two things with them. We're either going to take that large roll and put it on a machine called a slitter, and that's going to cut it down into very small rolls like you see coming out of a cash register, or we're going to take this very large roll, put it onto one of our presses, and we're going to pre-print maybe a logo on a point of sale roll, maybe a logo for a bank on an ATM receipt, maybe we're doing a parking ticket and it's going to have the city or the university logo. We're going to print that, and then we're going to take that large printed roll and put that onto the slitter and make it into the smaller rolls, put them in boxes and ship them out to your customers. One of the things that's important, I know, to you guys is knowing that if somebody needs an ATM receipt or a point of sale roll or a kiosk roll or maybe a blank mobile printer roll, they need it yesterday because they ran out, they forgot to call you, and they want it shipped that day. And so we know that's important to you, so our commitment is that we're going to stay in stock on these products. And so I just want to give you a sense of the inventory that we carry. Our intent is that if you've got a need on what we would consider to be the most popular standard products in those categories, they're going to be in inventory for you. And if you call me in the morning, we're going to do our best to get that out the door that day. We think that helps you keep your customer, and we obviously know that you have to keep your customer happy if I'm going to keep you happy. Probably one of the biggest things that's picked up for us in the last year are mobile printer rolls. And so printers like Zebra, O'Neill, the popular ones that you see are products that we know we need to stock. And so that list, frankly, is growing for us, and you're going to see more and more from that. So you see some of that here. So we kind of travel down this way. You're going to see ATM receipts, Diebold, NCR, Tranex. I would say at this point we probably stock as many ATM receipts as anybody in the industry. So if you got a need, got to ship in a hurry, we're a really good bet. The other product line that we probably stock more of than anybody else that you'll see back here are kiosk rolls. Huge growing area for us. It's an area that I think is something that you probably ought to be pursuing if you're not now. Just a couple quick examples. A kiosk roll might be, if you flew yesterday and you got that ticket out of a little box, that's a kiosk. And there's a large roll inside that. We stock that roll as a blank roll, but if you needed printed 3-4 colors, we can do that for you as well. Again, committed to having inventory for you, and hopefully you're getting a sense here of just how much inventory we carry. Now that we're running some slitters, let's take a look at what we're working on today. I mentioned that we take a very large roll that we just looked at that we buy from the mill, and sometimes we're just going to convert that into a smaller roll. Again, might be a point of sale roll, might be a kiosk roll, might be an ATM roll. So I want to give you an idea how that, maybe you've never seen this, I want to give you an idea how we do this. We take that very large roll that you see turning here, put it onto a machine that's called a slitter. There are a whole bunch of little knives that go all the way across that large roll, and as it turns, it slices into the smaller rolls, which in turn we tape, we box up, and we ship them out to you. So depending upon what kind of product it is, maybe a blank roll or might be a custom printed roll, they end up on the slitter, in the box, and out to your customer. Been talking a lot about rolls, and that's probably, I would say 75% of what we do, but we also can produce a fan folded product, and that might be anything from a parking ticket, might go in a kiosk. Still a lot of printers that operate with fan folded product. Let me give you an idea of what that might look like. After we print the fan folded product, it comes out in stacks like you see here. We then kind of burst those apart. We then package them, maybe 100 to 500 tickets per package. We shrink wrap that product, and then it gets boxed. And then when it gets to your customer, they take the shrink wrap off, they put that small package in the printer, and away they go. So again, in addition to the roll product that we do, we can also produce a fan fold product for you. Again, could be a blank product. Most of what we do in this area is probably a 3 or 4 color printed product. This press is a flexo press, which affords us all sorts of opportunities. This press can do variable imaging, which is going to mean, let's say for a ticket that needs to be numbered, or let's say that we need to do a barcode, anything that needs to be imaged variably we can do on this press. We can print up to 6 colors on this press. I can do pretty much any repeat that you'd ever need. This allows me to do a lot of things I can't do on my other presses. Opportunities here are probably for parking tickets, virtually anything that needs to be numbered. If I've got a process job for an ATM receipt that needs, say, a 4-color process one side, cents mark on the other, I can run that on this press as well. We actually run 2 of these presses here, and this allows us to do a lot of things for you that opens the door for a lot of new business. What our distributors really like about working with us are a couple things. One, we know what we're doing, and so you can get a confidence level. Sometimes you're interested in going after a piece of business and you're not quite sure you understand it. We're a great resource. We're going to help you figure out how to get the order. The other thing that we do really well is sometimes there's a need for samples, maybe there's a need for a pre-proof. We're going to work with you so that you can give your customer what they need to feel comfortable about buying it from you. So that might be a sample, again it might be a pre-proof. If you need a quick shipment, we're going to work with you there. Maybe you just need a partial to make sure it gets out. Maybe there's a blank roll that will work instead of the custom printed one that we stock. So we're going to take care of your customer, makes you look good, which is ultimately our goal. And I would say our distributors, by and large, what they like about us is we understand the pressures that they're under, and we're going to do everything we can do to make them look good in front of their customers. I'm excited. I am excited! Let's go look at a slitter! I'm getting pumped up now. This is dangerous. I want to tell you a little bit about our slitters. As I mentioned earlier, we'll take a very large roll out of raw material, and sometimes all we need to do with that roll is convert it into smaller rolls. There's so many new printers out there with so many different width requirements depending upon the application. The nice thing about printing technologies is we can virtually make any size roll that you need. So if you need something, maybe it's only 2 inches wide, or maybe it's 8.5 inches wide. We can produce pretty much any width that you need. Then of course there's the issue of how big the roll is. So we may need to make a roll that's as little as a 2-inch diameter or as big as 6, 7, 8, 10-inch diameter. The other advantage that we have is that we can also provide a perf within that roll for easier tearing. Depending upon the kind of paper, sometimes there's a need for a perf. We can do that for you as well.